different companies that are related here. One is Mental Fitness, and the other is called Resiliency Technologies. And we've been in the upstate region. We're based out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. We've been here, this is our 3rd year. We came out of New York City, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the background of who the agency is and what we're doing. Our focus is primary prevention of mental health disorders. It began in the disordered eating and obesity prevention world, and the comorbidities of the mental health complications like depression, anxiety disorder, etc. What we did is we combined high-level performing arts and entertainment using film, theater, performing arts, things that kind of get kids through the back door. And we've built different programs over the course of a decade in collaboration with researchers in public health and epidemiology, etc. So the tools are measured and evaluated through research before they're deployed and launched in schools. The tools are arts infused, so they have a high engagement rate, which is a challenge in the field of mental health, which is usually a tricky topic, both in serving children, but also the parents and families we're serving. And so the inspiration of this began, I worked as a yoga therapist in eating disorders treatment inpatient partial hospitalization facilities, where 10 years ago, the sort of curative things that we do in the treatment setting, we were saying, why aren't we getting a lot of the education side of this upstream in schools earlier on to serve more kids and families, with upstream sort of looking at the mindfulness-based treatments and interventions that we do in the treatment center setting. And so we started doing a really rich collaboration model to serve more children. The programs that we've built here in the upstate in collaboration with researchers from all over the country have been deployed in 12 different states thus far. I like to use this quote from a pediatrician out of University of Pennsylvania who focuses on resiliency, adverse child experiences, etc., serving our children in the high needs areas. All the behaviors we fear in children often come from the stress that they're unable to moderate and manage in their own life. So we start with looking at what we call the protective factors, the things that help build that resilience against things like mental illness, but a whole host of other health complications. And we put those protective factors into a map that we call the mental fitness map. These are things like increasing social emotional skills by using really fun interactive activities, by building media literacy, critical thinking skills. There's mindfulness, evidence-based, mindfulness-based stress reduction activities. These can be taught in the classroom. Healthy body image, improving stress management, and then nourishing body and mind through evidence-based dietetics and nutrition models. So this whole map is what we work with in connecting the evidence-based resources to schools, so that preferably with the prevention lens, we are trying to get more of the content and those programs into the schools earlier on. So we're serving our children really in an upstream way with building resilience. Our impact thus far, I mentioned Mental Fitness is 10 years old. We're celebrating our 10th year this year. We, here in the upstate, we've launched a good set of our tools online in the last 2 years. In collaboration with Children's Hospital here at Greenville Health, pediatricians sampled over 10 of our online tools and resources and requested those on an ongoing basis for their residency program for the pediatricians. And I mentioned we have different educators throughout states. A lot of our programs are professional development for both school faculty and staff and school professionals. So those that are actually managing and maintaining the work with children struggling with mental health disorders. Some of the programs that we're highlighting now, I actually have a little sign-up sheet if you're interested in any of the 3 that I'm going to be talking about. The mindfulness curriculum is really exciting research where we are with mindfulness is helping build stress management and coping skills in children. So what we've done is we've written 5-minute exercises that can be deployed either through video or through like a script. So we hold a little training for teachers that is roughly about an hour and a half long. And then teachers are able to deploy this curriculum in the school. We're offering it right now at no cost in collaboration with pre and post survey participation. So we're giving that opportunity to educators so they can actually help us refine the mindfulness curriculum in schools. We also have a peer-led mentoring program that we call Flourish. This one is really exciting. It brings those 7 protective categories, the content of which is taught to high school students, and then the high school students oversee elementary age children in teaching these evidence-based techniques. So it might be a 5-minute deep breathing exercise or discussion of healthy coping strategies for our kids. It not only has shown efficacious for improving the health of the high school or upper class kids, but certainly the children that they've been working with as well. So this one's really fun. It's called Flourish, and that is also available. We have peer mentors and leaders that receive a huge curriculum. They learn through the training how to deploy the Flourish program in collaboration with the elementary age children. So that's a really sort of a fun program that we've been building, especially in the Spartanburg School District. And then we have an upcoming training. This is one of our professional development trainings. This is kind of the wheelhouse of what Mental Fitness has built. It's called How to Manage and Prevent Serious Mental Illness in Schools. And we do this in collaboration with a lot of different partners. This is funded by the United Way. It is in collaboration with NAMI and Mental Health America and a lot of the big partners in the upstate. The format of this is a 2-hour training. There is no cost, courtesy of the United Way, for this program. It is appropriate for school, faculty, staff, and school professionals, but parents and family members have also attended these in the past. The format of this, there is film footage, there is Q&A discussion with a panel of about 6 different professionals in the mental health space. And then there is prevention research that's shared to get more upstream in schools and in our home. So that is coming up September 27th at the College of Business at USC Upstate in Spartanburg at the George. All 3 of those trainings, like I mentioned, those curricular tools and or trainings, they are, you can choose here. So I'm just going to send this around. If you have interest in signing up, we have that as well. And then the BeResilient part of this, which is how Robin introduced me earlier, due to all of the work we have done in the last decade, what we decided 2 years ago was to build a lot of technology that helps bring more evidence-based mental health education tools to targeted audiences. So much like our live programs and the live interventions that go into schools, they are age appropriate and audience appropriate, but the way into this robust platform of content is through apps that are for each different audience member. So as a parent, there are certain things that are appropriate and able to be provided through Sharpen. So our original name, this was a startup 2 years ago with the Iron Yard, which is a company here in Greenville, was also in Spartanburg. We are an SC launch initiative, so that was a program launched by the governor of South Carolina to infuse more life sciences and biotech into this region. We are a SC launch corporation that is in collaboration with the South Carolina Research Authority. And this is more information about the Sharpen platform is at sharpenminds.com. You can sort of see our online courses and some of the materials that are there. I think that is it. Do you have any questions? Again, I'm Robin from Mental Fitness and Resiliency Technologies.